You are not a lazy person. You meet your deadlines at work. You handle your responsibilities. When the pressure is on, when the panic monster shows up, you get it done. But then there's the other list. The one with no deadlines. The quiet, important tasks. And on that list, you are permanently, hopelessly stuck. We talk a lot about procrastination in the context of work and school, but the most insidious kind, the most dangerous kind, is the procrastination that happens in the quiet corners of our own lives. This is the silent procrastination, the avoidance of tasks that have no external due date, no boss to answer to, and no immediate consequence, except for the slow, creeping feeling that you are becoming a spectator in your own life. Today, we're not talking about your inbox. We're talking about your life. Think of your life as having two sets of tasks. The first set happens on a brightly lit path. These are your professional and academic goals, structured by deadlines. They can be stressful, but the path is clear. The second set of tasks exists in the fog. These are the things that are important, but not urgent. And this is where the real danger lies, because here, the panic monster never comes to save you. Here, you can wait forever. Let's make this real. Let's look at 3 scenarios of silent procrastination. Here is a difficult conversation that needs to be had. You know the silence is causing more damage than an argument ever could. But the thought of starting feels monumental. So you wait. You tell yourself, tonight's not the right time, and the distance grows. Here is a doctor's appointment that is long overdue. That strange symptom, that routine checkup. You know you should make the call. It would take 2 minutes, but you feel a knot of dread in your stomach. So you put the phone down, promising to do it tomorrow. And here is the creative project you dream of starting. That book, that album, that business plan. It's the thing you believe might give your life a deeper sense of meaning, and yet it remains an idea, gathering dust in your mind, because taking the first step feels terrifying. If these things are so important, why do we avoid them so fiercely? Because these tasks aren't about time management. They are about emotion management. They are tied to our deepest, most vulnerable human fears. The difficult conversation isn't being delayed because you're busy. It's being delayed because of a fear of conflict, or a fear that the intimacy you crave will lead to rejection. Avoidance feels safer than the risk of finding out the truth. The doctor's appointment isn't being put off because you can't find the time. It's being put off because of a fear of vulnerability, the fear of receiving bad news, of having to confront your own mortality. And that creative project, you're not avoiding it out of laziness. You're avoiding it because of a profound fear of what it says about your identity. If you try and fail, you might shatter your identity as a creative person. But just as terrifying, if you succeed, you might have to become a new version of yourself with new responsibilities and expectations. The avoidance keeps the dream and your current identity safely intact. So what do we do? The solution isn't a productivity hack. The solution is a shift in perspective. Reframe the goal. The goal of the conversation is not to solve the entire relationship. The goal is to say, "Can we talk?" The goal of the project is not to write a perfect book. The goal is to write one single sentence. We must radically lower the stakes from a terrifying outcome to a simple, manageable action. Connect to the why. Fear makes us focus on the negative. We must consciously focus on the positive reason for action. The why for the doctor's appointment isn't to find disease, it's to pursue health. The why for the conversation isn't to fight, it's to build closeness. Remind yourself not of what you're afraid of, but of what you hope to gain. Your life is not defined by the deadlines you meet. It will be defined by the quiet, courageous choices you make when no one is watching. These tasks we avoid, these difficult conversations, these acts of self-care, these creative leaps are the building blocks of an authentic life. They are terrifying because they matter. And starting them, even in the smallest way, is how we stop being a spectator and start being the author of our own story. Let's acknowledge these quiet hurdles together. In the comments, share one important non-urgent thing you've been putting off. We don't need the details, just the category, like a conversation, an appointment, or a creative project. Sharing it is the first step to taking away its power.